Yes, students, welcome to the class of construction management and technology. So, in this lecture, we'll be looking into details about introduction and types of float. So, this float word we have already come across in our previous classes, and we have calculated a total float also. Now, in this class, we'll see what are different types of float and how to calculate those types of float in our network diagram. So, the term float is associated with the activity times. It is analogous to the term slack, which was associated with the event times. As you can see, it is similar to slack in PERT. PERT, what do we mean by PERT? PERT is nothing but program evaluation and review technique. Just as the slack denotes the flexibility range within which an event can occur, float denotes the range within which activity start time or its finish time may fluctuate without affecting the completion of the project, So, as these floats are associated with the activity times, what does this float say? It denotes flexibility range within which activity start and finish time may fluctuate without affecting the total duration of the project. We have different types of floats, such as we have total float, we have free float, and one is independent float. So, now let us see in detail about this total float. Total float is the time span by which the starting or finishing of an activity can be delayed without delaying the completion of the project. What we can find is, in certain activities, it will be found that there is a difference between maximum time available and the actual time required to perform the activity. So, this difference can be termed as total float. So, it is the difference between this total float is nothing but it is a difference between actual time, maximum time available, and the actual time required to perform the activity. Okay. Why this total float is important to us? Because it is an inbuilt reserve of a resource which is available for use in certain tail event and head event. Okay. So, it refers again this total float, it refers to amount by which the completion of activity could be delayed beyond the earliest it is nothing but completion of activity could be delayed beyond earliest expected completion time, beyond earliest expected completion time without affecting overall project duration time. So, how to calculate this? The empirical formula to calculate total float is nothing but latest start time minus earliest start time. Either you can use this formula, latest start time minus earliest start time, or you can use this formula also. What is this formula? Latest finish time minus earliest finish time. Minus earliest finish time. One thing which we need to keep in mind is total float for each activity is a measure of its particular relationship to all other activities in the project. Since the earliest time ties in all preceding activities and the latest finish time ties in all succeeding activity. This we need to keep in mind. Okay. So, now let us see other type of float, which is nothing but free float. What do we mean by free float? First one was free float. Free float is nothing but it is a duration by which an activity can be delayed without delaying any other succeeding activity. More elaborately, it can be said as free float is a portion of positive total float that can be used by an activity without delaying any succeeding activity The concept of free float is based on the possibility that all events occur at their earliest time. So, main formula, main logic behind this free float is nothing but occurrence of activities at earliest time, occurrence of activities at earliest time. On this logic, on the logic of earliest times, this concept of free float is dependent. It refers to the amount, again this free float refers to the amount of time by which the completion of an activity can be delayed beyond the earliest finish time without affecting the earliest start time of a subsequent succeeding activity. The empirical formula to calculate free float, the float is concerned with the commencement of subsequent activity. So, the empirical formula is nothing but free float is equal to empirical formula is free float is equal to, this is nothing but what is FT, total float, minus SJ. What do we mean by SJ? SJ is slack of head event. What do we call it as, what is SJ? SJ is nothing but slack of head event, which is nothing but latest times minus earliest time, latest time minus earliest time. Or we have one more formula for free float, one more simple formula for free float, that is nothing but I will be writing here over here, free float is equal to EST of successor activity, EST of successor activity minus EFT of present activity, EFT. What is EST? Earliest start time. What is EFT? Earliest finish time of present activity. This is also one empirical formula. Instead of using this formula, if you are getting confused with free float is equal to total float minus slack of head event, you can go for this formula also, EST of successor activity minus EFT of present activity. So, this is about free float. So, after free float we have our next float, that is nothing but independent float. So, what is independent float? Independent float is nothing but, so after we have done with total float, we are done with total float, we are done with free float. Now, it is independent float. What do we mean by independent float? Independent float, it is excess time available if the preceding activity ends as late as possible and the succeeding activity starts as early as possible. What does this independent float tell us? It gives us an idea about the excess time that exists if the preceding activity ends as late as possible and the succeeding activity starts as early as possible. The independent float is therefore defined as excess of minimum available time over the required activity duration. Once again, listen to this, independent float is defined as excess of minimum available time over the required activity duration. Okay. It is concerned with prior and subsequent activities. This independent float is concerned with prior activities as well as subsequent activities. Okay. The formula for calculating independent float is nothing but free float minus SI. What is SI? Slack of tail event, slack of tail event. One more formula for calculating independent float is independent float. One more basic formula to calculate independent float is minimum available time minus activity time This can also be used as a formula to calculate the independent float. Instead of this formula, we can go for this formula also. First of all, empirical formula is independent float is equal to free float minus this FF. What do we mean by FF? See, FT is nothing but total float. FT is nothing but total float. FF is nothing but free float. FID is nothing but independent float. Please remember this notation. ID is for independent float, F is for free float, T is for total float. Okay. So, the empirical formula for independent float was FF, free float, minus FF is nothing but free float, minus SI. What is SI? Slack of tail event. How to calculate? Latest time minus earliest time. Latest time minus earliest time. So, one more formula we have, that is nothing but independent float is equal to minimum available time minus activity time. This is also one formula for us. Okay. So, out of all these floats, which floats? Total float we have total float, we have free float, we have independent float. Out of all these three, this total float is very much important. This total float is very much important because it gives us the information about critical activity and critical path. Who gives us this information? Total float gives us this information. Okay. What can be the values of total float? Can be negative. These values of total float can be negative, it can be 0, it can be positive. So, what is the significance of total float? Significance of total float. If the value of total float is negative, okay, what situation will be arising over there? Okay, if the time availability is less than activity duration, when will be the value of total float will be negative? Only when the value of total float will be negative when the time availability is less than activity duration. When time availability is less than activity duration, the value of total float can be negative, and the value of total float is 0 when time availability is equal to the activity duration. It is equal to time available is equal to activity duration. When the value of total float will be positive? If the time availability exceeds the activity duration, The information about the degree of total float is very useful as regards the criticality of the activity. As I have said this, the information of total float gives us the information about critical activities as well as critical path. Okay. Negative float results when activity completion time is more than the available time. Such negative float through possible indicates an abnormal situation requiring a decision on how to compress the network. When we talk about compressing of network, an attempt is to be made by employing more resources so as to make total float 0 or positive from the original negative value. The value of total float should not be negative, either it should be 0 or it should be more than 0, or we can say it can be a positive. How to acquire this thing? By employing more resources or compressing the network diagram. Generally, compression of network would mean additional cost. Okay. This compression of network will take additional cost. And what is critical path? Critical path is nothing but it is the longest path in our network. It is a longest path in an network. Critical path joins those activities which are critical. Okay. How we are determining this critical thing? Critical path can be easily determined with the help of total float calculations. Whose total float is 0? Activities whose total float is 0. Whose total float is 0. Those are nothing but critical activities. Those are critical activities. And activities joining this, the path of this critical activities becomes critical path. It becomes critical path. And remember one more thing, always total float is free float and independent float is always greater than total float. Total float total float is greater than free float, which is greater than independent float. So, value of free float and independent float will be not more than free float, will not be more than free float. Okay. So, let us see one numerical example on this activities. How to calculate total float, free float and independent float. A network diagram is given to us. In the network diagram, the project consists of 11 activities represented by the network shown below. Okay. The normal duration required to perform various activities of the project are given in the network. Compute. What do we need to compute? Event times, activity times and total float. Instead of total float, what we will determine? We will determine all three floats. Okay. We will determine all three floats. Total float, free float, independent float. This three also we will determine. And at last what we need to determine? We need to determine critical path also. We need to determine critical path also. So, let us see. Okay. So, first of all, we will fill the activity durations for this. For activity 1 to 2, how much is our duration? For activity 1 to 2, our duration is 10. So, fill 10 over here, activity 1 to 2. For 1 to 3, what is our duration? We have 12. 1 to 3 we have 12. 2 to 5 is how much? 8 days. Okay. This is nothing but duration. Here they have not mentioned whether it is a days or weeks. So, we can generally say days or we can go for we can say units also. Okay. 2 to 7. 2 to 7 is 12. Look at the network diagram. Look at the network diagram. Where is activity 2 to 7? Activity 2 is over here. Activity 2 to activity 7. So, the time period is how much? 12. So, 2 to 7 we goes for 12. 3 to 4, activity 3 to 4 it is 6. Next 3 to 6, look at the network diagram, it is how much? 5. It can be 5 days, 5 weeks, whatever it is. Okay. 4 to 5 we have 8 days. 5 to 6 we have 8 days. 5 to 7 10 days. 6 to 7 6 days. 7 to 8 12 days. So, this data we have filled it from where? From the given network. Now what we need to calculate? Earliest start time and earliest finish time. How to calculate earliest finish time? By forward pass calculation. By forward pass calculation. Forward pass. Always the starting time will be 0. So this is nothing but our 0. Okay. 0 activity 1 to 2. 0 plus time duration. 0 plus 10 is how much? 10. So write it 10 over here. Done. So next activity 1 to 3. 1 is 0. Okay. 3 is how much? 0 plus 12. What will be the value of the earliest start time? Earliest start time is 0. Earliest finish time 0 plus 12, it will be 12. Instead of writing it above, I am writing it over here 12. We will write it 12 over here. Okay, done, clear. Next activity is 2 to 5. Earliest start time of activity 2 is how much? 10. Write 10 over here. Hmm. 2 to 5. Duration is how much? 8 days. We have duration 10 plus 8, how much it becomes? 18 it becomes. So we need to write 18 over here. 18. Okay. Next is 2 to 7. Earliest start time is 10. Activity duration is how much? 12. Okay. So 10 plus 12, how much it will be? 22. It will be 22. 2 to 7, 22. Where is 7 over here? Here we will write 22. Okay. Next 3 to 4. 3 earliest start time is how much? 12. 12 plus 6, 18. So 12 and 18. Write it over here. 12, 18. So here it will come as 18. Okay. Next activity 3 to 6. Here 3 to 6. 12. 12 plus 5, 17. 17. 12, 17. Okay. 4 to 5. Look at over here. Where is 4 to 5? See 4. 18 over here. Where is activity 4? Activity 4 is here. We have 18. 18 plus 8, how much it is? 18 plus 8, 26. (18 plus 8, 26). Write it over here. Here 18. Here 26. So one more event. Here on 5 there is a junction, one more time we have got, it is nothing but 26. One more time we have got it as 26. Now 5 to 6. In 5 to 6, which event time we will consider? Less time or greater time? In forward pass calculation we will select greater time. So which is nothing but 26. Earliest start time is 26. 26 plus 8. Okay, 26 plus 8 is nothing but 34. 26 plus 8 is our 34. Again 5 to 7. Earliest start time is 26. 5 to 7. How much activity duration is? 10. Add it. We will get it as 36. Write down here 36. See on 7 one more time we have got, which is nothing but 36. Okay. Now next 6 to 7. 6 earliest start time of activity 6 is how much? 17. Okay. So 6 to 7. On 6 to 7 how much it is? So earliest start time from here we have got it as 17. From activity 3 to 6 we have got it as 17, and from 5 to 6 we have got it as 26 plus 8 we have got it as 34. Okay, so there is junction. Which value will select? Greater value will select 34. 34 plus 6 how much? 40. Okay, 36 plus 4 40. So here we have got it as one more value which is nothing but 6 to 7, right? It is 40. So from all these three value, which is the maximum value? 40. So this 40 becomes earliest start time of activity 7 to 8. We will write 40 over here. 40 plus 12 52. So project will be completing it within 52 days or 52 weeks, whatever it is. Okay, so project completion time is 52 units. So this was filling about EST, earliest start time and earliest finish time. Now let us see filling of activities of latest start time and latest finish time. We will fill the activities of latest start time as well as latest finish time. What is latest start time over here? We need to come from backward pass calculation. We call it as backward pass calculation. We need to go from here, which is nothing but backward pass. So the project was latest finish time of last activity is how much? 52. 52. Now 52 minus 12. 52 minus 12, how much it is? 40. So we need to write this 40 here. Okay, 52 minus 12, 40. Okay, now next activity is 6 to 7. 6 to 7. What is latest finish time? Latest finish time is 40. Write it as 40 over here. Hmm. 40 minus 6. Duration is how much? 6. So it is nothing but 34. It is 34. We need to write 34 here downwards. We need to write 34 here. Okay. This is backward pass calculation. 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 So in our activity 5 to 7. Okay, 7 is how much? 40. Backward pass calculation 40. 40 minus 10, how much it is? 30. So we need to write 40 and 30. So here down, here we get it as 30. Okay, here we get it as 30. Now look at the activity 5 to 6. Okay, look at the activity 5 to 6. What is latest finish time? 30. Activity 5 to 6. What is the latest finish time of this activity? 34. 34 minus 8. What it is? 26. Here write it. Sorry. Five to 6, how much it is? 34. 34 minus 8, duration it is how much? 26. So we have got two values at 5. Again there is a junction 30/26. In backward pass calculation, which value we will choose? We will choose lesser value. We will choose lesser values. In forward pass calculation, we need to choose greater values. Okay, but in backward pass calculation, we will choose lesser values. So here again it is 26. 26 minus activity duration. Activity duration is how much? 8. So it is 18. So it is 18. So on 4 we get it as 18. Backward pass calculation. Now 3 to 6 activity. On 3 to 6 it is how much? 34. 34 minus 5, how much it is? 29. 34 and 29 we need to write it over here. 29. So on 3 I will write it as 29 below 29. I have written it. Next 3 to 4, activity 3 to 4. Look at activity 3 to 4. Okay, how much we have got? Latest finish time is 18. Latest finish time is 18. What is activity duration? 6. 18 minus 6, it is how much? 12. So again on 3 we have got one more time, which is 12. 29/12. Okay, so which value will select? Will select it as lesser value. Will select a lesser value. So whenever we required, what we do? Will select a lesser value. Now look at the activity 2 to 7. Where is the 7? Junction 7, 40. So it is latest finish time of 7 is 40. Activity duration is 12. 40 minus 12, how much it is? 28. So on 2 I will write it as 28. 28. Again 2 to 5. 2 to 5 activity. Which value we have selected over here? 26. Lesser value 26 minus activity duration 8. So it is nothing but 18. So we have got one more value for junction, that is nothing but 18. Okay, which value will adopt? Lesser value will adopt. Lesser value will adopt. Now see 1 to 3. 1 to 3, what is latest finish time? 29/12. Which value will select? 12. Lesser value will select 12 minus activity duration is 12. 12 minus 12, 0. Okay, LFT of activity 2, how much it is? 28 or 18? 18, lesser value. 18 minus duration. Duration is how much? 10. 18 minus 10, we left it as 8. So this was our earliest time calculation. This was our earliest time calculations. Okay. Now we will determine total float, free float and independent float. Now we will determine total float, independent float, free float and independent float. We will see the calculation of this floats in our next class. Okay. Thank you.